Pay attention to this security camera footage. Courthouse hallway. Sterling County Courthouse, Chicago. November 14, 2023. The camera captures two people pressed against a supply closet door. A man in an expensive charcoal suit. A woman in hospital scrubs under a winter coat. They're kissing desperately, hands gripping each other like drowning people. 8 seconds. They pull apart, check the hallway, disappear in opposite directions. This clip will be entered as evidence in a murder trial. Within 6 months, 3 people will be dead. 1 from a knife in an alley. 1 from carbon monoxide in a closed garage. 1 from a killer who should have stayed in prison. In the next 40 minutes, you're going to see how a domestic violence case became a triple tragedy. How an affair between a prosecutor and his witness didn't just destroy a trial. It destroyed everything. March 18, 2024. 12:52 a.m. Chicago police respond to 911 call. Meridian Apartments, South Side. Woman found in alley between buildings. Stabbed once, chest wound, massive blood loss. Paramedics transport to Lakeside Medical Center. She's alive. Barely. Trauma team works for 34 minutes. She codes on the table. Time of death. 1:26 a.m. Police identify her by hospital ID badge still clipped to her jacket. Eloan Navarro, 32 years old. Former trauma nurse. Former because she'd been fired 3 months earlier. The reason? Professional misconduct during a murder trial. The same trial where the defendant was acquitted. The same defendant who just put a hunting knife in her chest. But to understand how Eloan Navarro ended up bleeding in that alley, we need to go back 11 months. To when she was still a respected trauma nurse. To when she met Assistant State's Attorney Dashiell Whitmore. To when everything started falling apart. April 2023. People vs. Gerald Rains. Murder case. The victim, Miranda Chun, 29 years old, graphic designer, found dead in her apartment October 2022. Cause of death. Blunt force trauma to the head combined with strangulation. The suspect, her boyfriend Gerald Rains, 34, construction supervisor. They'd been fighting. Neighbors heard screaming, crashing sounds, then silence. Police found Miranda's body 6 hours later. Gerald claimed self-defense. Said she attacked him with a lamp, he pushed her. She fell, hit her head. The medical examiner said otherwise. The injuries were too severe, too deliberate. This was rage, not accident. The prosecution's case rested on one key element. Pattern of abuse. 2 weeks before her death, Miranda had gone to the emergency room. Lakeside Medical Center, 2 a.m., October 4, 2022. Injuries. Fractured cheekbone. Bruising around throat consistent with strangulation attempt. Defensive wounds on both forearms. The nurse who treated her documented everything. Photographed every bruise. Noted Miranda's statement. My boyfriend got angry. He's never done this before. It was my fault. That documentation would prove Gerald had escalated from choking to killing. That nurse was Eloan Navarro. Assistant State's Attorney Dashiell Whitmore, 43 years old, was assigned the case. 14 years as a prosecutor. Aggressive, meticulous, 87% conviction rate. He specialized in domestic violence murders. Grew up watching his own father brutalize his mother. Became a prosecutor to put men like his father in prison. He was good at it. Tall, graying at the temples, perpetually exhausted eyes. Married 16 years to Marissa, high school English teacher. Their marriage had been dead for half a decade. They shared a house, separate bedrooms, barely spoke. Stayed together out of inertia, not love. Dashiell threw himself into work because home was a tomb. April 12, 2023. Dashiell needs to interview the ER nurse. Her medical documentation is critical evidence. He arranges to meet her at Lakeside Medical Center cafeteria. 3 p.m. He arrives early, gets coffee, waits. She walks in at 2:58. He recognizes her from the name, Eloan Navarro. But seeing her is different. Petite, maybe 5'3", dark hair pulled back, kind eyes, professional demeanor. She's carrying Miranda's chart in a folder. Sits down across from him. Mr. Whitmore? I'm Eloan Navarro. Thank you for meeting me. I know you're busy. Miranda deserves justice. Whatever I can do. They spend an hour reviewing the chart. Eloan's documentation is extraordinary. Detailed notes. Precise measurements of bruises. Photos from multiple angles. Exact quotes from Miranda. This is more than standard nursing documentation. This is someone who cared. You're very thorough, Dashiell says. Lives depend on it. If I don't document everything, abusers walk free. Something in how she says it. Conviction. Passion. Dashiell finds himself not just listening to evidence, but listening to her. The way she explains medical terminology. The compassion in her voice when she talks about Miranda. The anger when she describes the injuries. They schedule a second meeting. Trial prep. His office, Sterling County Courthouse, April 19th, 6 p.m. evening. Because she works day shift at the hospital. She arrives in scrubs and a cardigan. They review her testimony. He asks questions a defense attorney would ask. She answers precisely, calmly. She's a natural witness. Credible. Sympathetic. After 2 hours, they're done. You'll be great on the stand, Dashiell says. I'm nervous. I've never testified before. You'll do fine. Just tell the truth like you told me. She gathers her things. Pauses at the door. Can I ask you something? Why do you do this? Prosecute these cases. Because someone has to. That's not an answer. Dashiell considers. Rarely talks about this. My father beat my mother for 20 years. Put her in the hospital twice. She never pressed charges. Never left him. I watched her die slowly, broken. When I became a prosecutor, I swore I'd put men like him away. So other women wouldn't end up like my mother. Eloan's expression softens. I'm sorry. That's horrible. It's why I care. These cases aren't just files to me. She nods. Understands. They share a moment of silence. Connection. Then she leaves. Dashiell sits alone in his office. Realizes he noticed more than her testimony. The way she listened. The empathy in her eyes. The fact that she asked why he does this work. Marissa stopped asking him about his work years ago. He pushes the thought away. She's a witness. Professional boundaries. But the thought doesn't stay away. Third meeting. April 26th. Dashiell suggests coffee shop instead of courthouse. Easier to talk in a more relaxed setting. They meet at Riverside Cafe, downtown. Ostensibly to review testimony again. But the conversation drifts. They talk about Miranda's case, then about the justice system, then about their lives. Dashiell mentions his marriage is complicated. Eloan mentions she moved from the Philippines at 19. Been in Chicago 13 years. Never quite found community here. She sends money to her family in Manila every month. Lives alone in a small studio in Pilsen. Works 60-hour weeks. Lonely. You have family back home? Dashiell asks. My mother, 2 younger sisters. I miss them, but opportunities here are better. I make more as a nurse than I could in Manila. Send money for my sister's education. That's generous. It's duty. Family obligation. Still, you're sacrificing a lot. Eloan shrugs. What about you? You said your marriage is complicated. Dashiell hesitates. Shouldn't talk about this. But something about her makes him want to. We're roommates. That's all. Share a house. Haven't shared a bedroom in 3 years. Don't talk beyond logistics. I don't know why we stay together. Inertia, I guess. That sounds lonely. It is. They sit in silence. Understanding passing between them. 2 people isolated in different ways. The conversation shifts back to the case. But something has changed. They're not just prosecutor and witness anymore. They leave the cafe at 8 p.m. 3 hours. Far longer than necessary for trial prep. Fourth meeting. May 3rd. Eloan's apartment. She called him. I found some additional notes from Miranda's ER visit. Might be useful. I have them at home if you want to review. Dashiell knows he should ask her to bring them to the courthouse. But he says, I can come by. When works? Tonight? After 7. He arrives at 7:15. Small studio apartment in Pilsen. Neat, minimal furniture, photos of Philippines on the wall. She offers tea. They sit at her small kitchen table. Review the notes. They're helpful but not critical. Both know this could have waited. Both know why he's really here. After the notes, they talk. About Miranda. About the trial scheduled to start in June. About justice, violence, patterns of abuse. The conversation deepens. Hours pass. It's midnight. Dashiell should leave. Knows he should leave. But he doesn't want to. I should go, he finally says. Okay. Elowen says. But neither moves. He stands. She walks him to the door. They're close. Eye contact. She's looking up at him. He's looking down at her. Moments suspended. Thank you for coming, she says softly. Thank you for the notes. He leaves. Sits in his car outside her building for 10 minutes. Hands on steering wheel. Knows he's crossing into dangerous territory. Knows he should stop. Knows he won't. Drives home to his empty marriage and his separate bedroom. Thinks about kind eyes and conversations that don't feel like work. Elowen stands in her apartment. Door closed. Feeling something she hasn't felt in years. Connection. Possibility. Danger. Neither sleeps well that night. May 2023. The trial is delayed. Defense files motion for continuance. Witness unavailability. Judge grants it. New trial date. July. Dashiell is relieved. Tells himself it's because he needs more prep time. Really, it's because he's not ready to stop meeting with Elowen. 5th meeting. May 10th. Elowen's apartment again. Dashiell brings dinner. As thanks for all your help with the case. Chinese takeout. Wine. They eat at her small table. Talk about everything except the trial. About childhood. About loss. About what they want from life. The wine makes them honest. Do you love your wife? Elowen asks. Shouldn't ask. Asks anyway. Dashiell considers lying. Doesn't. No. Haven't for years. We're just existing in the same space. I don't even know who she is anymore. Why stay? I ask myself that every day. Fear of change, maybe. Easier to stay in something dead than face starting over. That's sad. It is. Pause. What about you? Anyone in your life? No. I work too much. And I never feel like I belong here. Filipino community expects certain things. American culture is different. I'm caught between. Easier to be alone. I understand that. Being alone even when you're not alone. Eye contact. Understanding. The space between them feels charged. Dashiell, Elowen says quietly. Voice uncertain. He leans forward. She doesn't pull away. He kisses her. She kisses back. Gentle at first, then desperate. Months of loneliness and connection and wanting. They move to her bed. Clothes discarded. Urgency and tenderness and need. Afterwards, lying in darkness, reality crashes in. This is wrong, Elowen whispers. You're married. I'm your witness. I know. We can't do this. I know. Pause. But my marriage is already over. It's been over. I just haven't made it official. Dashiell, I'm going to leave her. After the trial. I can't do it during active prosecution. It'll look unprofessional, create questions. But once the verdict comes in, I'm filing for divorce. I want to be with you. Really with you. That's what everyone says. I mean it, Elowen. You make me feel alive again. I haven't felt this in years. She wants to believe him. Wants to believe this isn't just an affair. That it's the beginning of something real. Promise me, she says. After the trial, you'll tell her. I promise. After the trial, I'll file papers. We'll get through the divorce together. Then you and I can be together openly. She believes him because the alternative is admitting she just made a terrible mistake. They fall asleep tangled together, both ignoring the alarm bells, both choosing hope over wisdom. The pattern begins. Secret meetings. Harborview Inn, downtown, during lunch breaks. Dashiell tells his office he's meeting with witnesses. Alowan takes extended lunches. They check in under false names. Steal 2 hours. Passion and guilt in equal measure. Evenings, he tells Marissa he's working late. Goes to Alowan's apartment instead. They cook together, watch movies, talk for hours, make love, build something that feels real in the darkness of secrecy. June arrives. The trial date approaches. Then defense files another motion. Medical expert unavailability. Judge grants continuance. New date, August. I can't leave her during the trial, Dashiell explains to Alowan. It'll create questions. But the second the verdict is in, I'm telling her. I'll file for divorce. We'll stop hiding. You promise. I promise. Just a little longer. Alowan nods. Wants to believe. Each delay makes it harder. July. August trial date delayed again. Witness scheduling conflict. Pushed to September. After the trial, Dashiell repeats. I swear. September trial, verdict by October. I'll file papers November. By Christmas, we'll be together openly. Alowan is quieter now. Doubt creeping in. But she's in too deep. Loves him. First time in America she's felt truly seen, truly known. She ignores the doubt. What neither knows, Marissa is watching. She's noticed changes. Dashiell showering immediately when he gets home. New cologne. Distracted, always on his phone. Smiling at texts. The signs are obvious. August 15th. Marissa hires private investigator. Vincent Cross, retired police detective, professional surveillance. She doesn't want confirmation for confrontation. She wants ammunition. Vincent gets to work. Follows Dashiell. Photos of him entering Harbor View Inn with a woman. Exiting 2 hours later. Photos outside apartment building in Pilsen, same woman. Timestamps. License plate of her car. Vincent identifies her. Alowan Navarro, 32. Trauma nurse at Lakeside Medical. Key witness in Dashiell's current case. Vincent compiles everything into dossier. Hands it to Marissa October 8th. She sits in her car outside her house. Looks through photos. Her husband kissing another woman. Entering hotels. The timestamps go back months. June, July, August, September. Rage. Betrayal. Humiliation. Then, clarity. She knows exactly what to do. She's not going to confront him. She's going to destroy him. Meanwhile, September. Trial finally begins. People versus Gerald Rains. Sterling County Courthouse. Dashiell's opening statement is confident. Evidence will show Gerald Rains murdered Miranda Chun in deliberate act of violence. Medical records prove pattern of escalating abuse. He choked her 2 weeks before her death. Then he killed her. Defense attorney Theron Voss counters. Evidence will show tragic accident. Miranda attacked Gerald. He defended himself. She fell. Terrible tragedy, but not murder. Days 1 through 5, expert witnesses. Medical examiner. Crime scene analysts. Building prosecution case brick by brick. Dashiell and Alowan maintain distance at courthouse. Professional, but they steal moments. Quick conversations in empty hallways. Text messages. Testimony tomorrow. You ready? Nervous but prepared. See you after. November 13th, evening. Trial recesses for the day. Alowan's testimony scheduled for tomorrow. They meet at her apartment. Final preparation. Tomorrow you testify. You ready? I'm scared. What if I mess up? You won't. You know this case inside out. Just tell the truth like you told me. They rehearse questions and answers. Then stop pretending it's about the trial. They make love. Desperate, clinging. Tomorrow changes everything. After tomorrow, we're almost done, Dashiell whispers. Closing arguments. Jury deliberation. Verdict. Then I'm free. We're free. Promise. I promise. I love you, Alowan. First time he's said it explicitly. I love you too. They fall asleep holding each other. Don't notice the world about to explode. November 14th, 7:30 a.m. They arrive at courthouse separately. professional distance. But at 7:47 a.m., near empty supply closet hallway, they see each other. Can't help it. Quick conversation turns to embrace. Desperate kiss. Thinking they're alone. Thinking no one sees. 8 seconds. Security camera mounted high in corner captures everything. Courthouse security guard reviews footage later that morning. Routine. Sees prosecutor kissing woman in scrubs. Recognizes Dashiell. Shocked. Mentions it to colleague. Word spreads through courthouse like fire. Reaches investigator working for defense attorney Voss by noon. Voss smiles when he hears. Waits. Timing is everything. Meanwhile, October 8th flashback. Marissa had already contacted Voss. Met him at coffee shop. Handed him folder with PI evidence. My husband is having affair with your key witness, she'd said. Here's proof. Voss examined photos. Dashiell and Alleyway. Harbor View Inn. Her apartment. Timestamps spanning months. Why give me this? Because he deserves to lose everything. His case. His career. His reputation. This could cause mistrial. I know. What do you want in return? Nothing. Just make him pay. Both of them. Voss took the folder. I'll wait for the right moment. Maximum impact. That moment is now. November 14th, 9 a.m. court in session. Alleyway takes the stand. Sworn in. Dashiell begins direct examination. Nurse Navarro, when Miranda Chan came to Lakeside Medical Emergency Room on October 4, 2022, what injuries did you document? Fractured cheekbone. Bruising around throat consistent with strangulation attempt. Defensive wounds on both forearms indicating. Voss stands. Objection. Your Honor, before this witness proceeds, I have critical credibility issues to address. New evidence came to light this morning. Judge Martinez frowns. Approach. Sidebar. Whispered argument. Voss hands judge folder. PI photos. Hotel receipts. This morning's courthouse surveillance footage. 8 seconds of prosecutor kissing his witness. Dashiell's face drains white. Alleyway sees from witness stand. Knows something is catastrophically wrong. Judge's expression hardens. Recess. Jury dismissed. Mr. Whitmore, Ms. Navarro, both counsel, my chambers. Now. The courtroom erupts in whispers. Jury files out, confused. Alleyway steps down from witness stand. Hands shaking. Follows them to chambers. Door closes. Judge Martinez sits behind desk. Face like stone. Voss lays evidence out. Methodical. Devastating. Your Honor, the prosecuting attorney and his star witness have been engaged in sexual relationship throughout this investigation and trial preparation. This morning's surveillance footage confirms its ongoing during active trial. Judge studies photos. Courthouse footage. Alleyway and Dashiell kissing. 8 seconds. Timestamp. 7:47 a.m. today. Silence. Heavy. Terrible. Mr. Whitmore, is this accurate? Dashiell opens his mouth. Nothing comes out. Judge turns to Alleyway. Nurse Navarro, did you engage in intimate relationship with the prosecutor while serving as witness in this case? Alleway's eyes fill with tears. Humiliation. Public exposure of something private. Yes. One word. Everything collapses. Judge Helena Martinez stares at the evidence spread across her desk. Private investigator photographs. Dashiell and Alleyway entering Harbor View in June 23rd, 1:14 p.m. exiting at 3:42 p.m. Another photo. Outside Alleyway's apartment building, July 19th, 8:33 p.m. Dashiell's hand on her waist. Credit card receipts from Harbor View in Dashiell's name, dates spanning 4 months. And the courthouse surveillance footage from this morning, timestamp 7:47 a.m. 8 seconds of them pressed against each other, kissing like the world might end. The judge's office is silent except for the hum of the heating system. Dashiell stands frozen. Alleyway sits in the chair beside him, tears streaming down her face, not bothering to wipe them away. Theron Voss, defense attorney, stands by the window, arms crossed, expression carefully neutral but eyes gleaming with satisfaction. Court reporter sits in the corner, hands poised over stenograph machine, documenting the end of everything. Mr. Whitmore, Judge Martinez says, voice cold and precise. I'll ask you one time, is this evidence accurate? Have you been engaged in a sexual relationship with your star witness throughout the investigation and preparation of this trial? Dashiell's mouth opens, closes. He's prosecuted hundreds of cases, cross-examined thousands of witnesses, always has words. Now, nothing. His brain is white noise and panic. Mr. Whitmore, answer the question. Yes. Barely audible. Yes, Your Honor. The judge turns to Aloan. Nurse Navarro, same question. Have you engaged in an intimate relationship with the prosecuting attorney while serving as a witness in this case? Aloan can't look at her. Stares at her hands. Yes. Judge Martinez leans back in her chair. Removes her glasses. Rubs the bridge of her nose. 23 years on the bench. Seen corruption, misconduct, incompetence. This is different. This is two people who should have known better destroying a murder case because they couldn't control themselves. Voss steps forward. Your Honor, this creates insurmountable credibility issues. Every aspect of Nurse Navarro's testimony is now compromised. Was she coached during their intimate encounters? Did their personal relationship influence her medical documentation? Did she embellish evidence to help her lover secure a conviction? The defense has no way to cross-examine the pillow talk that shaped this testimony. Dashiell finds his voice. That's absurd. Her documentation was completed in October 2022, months before we ever. Before you what, Mr. Whitmore? Voss cuts him off. Before you violated every ethical standard in your profession? Before you compromised the integrity of this entire prosecution? Before you turned a murder trial into a romance? Your Honor, please. Dashiell starts. Enough. Judge Martinez's voice cracks like a whip. Mr. Whitmore, you are removed from this case effective immediately. I am declaring a mistrial. The word hangs in the air. Mistrial. The case is over. Gerald Rains walks. Miranda Chen's killer goes free. Your Honor, with all due respect, another prosecutor can take over. Ms. Navarro's testimony is still what? Still credible? The judge's voice drips with contempt. You've poisoned this entire case. The defense will argue, correctly, that everything about her testimony is tainted by your relationship. How can a jury trust medical documentation from a witness who's sleeping with the prosecutor? How can they believe testimony that was rehearsed in bed? You've given Mr. Voss reasonable doubt on a silver platter. The evidence speaks for itself. The evidence is worthless now. You contaminated it. Judge Martinez stands. This court is declaring a mistrial. The state's attorney's office can decide whether to retry with a different prosecutor and different witnesses. But this trial, this case as it currently exists, is over. Mr. Whitmore, get out of my courtroom. I don't want to see your face again. Dashiell stands there, swaying slightly, like he's been punched. Now, Mr. Whitmore. He walks out. Aloan follows, eyes down, shoulders shaking. The hallway outside chambers is full of reporters, courthouse staff, curious spectators. The moment they emerge, cameras flash. Questions shouted. Mr. Whitmore, is it true you were having an affair with your witness? Nurse Navarro, how long has this been going on? Is the case dismissed? They push through the crowd. Separate directions. Last time they'll see each other in this building. November 14th, 11:23 a.m., exactly 2 hours after the mistrial declaration. Legal blog, Chicago Justice Watch posts breaking story. Prosecutor's affair with witness causes mistrial in murder case. The article includes details from courthouse sources. Names Dashiell Whitmore, names Aloan Navarro, describes the surveillance footage. 11:47 a.m. Major news outlets pick it up. Chicago Tribune. Sexual relationship between prosecutor. Nurse derails murder trial. Sun-Times. Ethics violation frees accused killer. WGN runs it as breaking news with courthouse footage of Dashiell and Aloan fleeing through crowd. 12:15 p.m. story goes national. CNN. Fox News, MSNBC. Chicago prosecutor's affair with witness causes mistrial. By 2 p.m., it's trending on social media. Hashtag Whitmore scandal. People dig up photos of Dashiell Eloan. Her nursing license info becomes public. Her address. Filipino community forums explode with discussion. November 14th, 3:30 p.m. states Attorney Kendrick Ross summons Dashiell to his office. Ross is 61, silver-haired, built his career on integrity. Looks at Dashiell like he's looking at something disgusting. He stepped in. Sit down. Dashiell sits. Hasn't changed out of his suit. Hasn't eaten. Hasn't processed. You're suspended. Effective immediately. Pending ethics investigation. You understand what you've done? Sir, I can explain. There is no explanation that makes this acceptable. You engaged in sexual relationship with a witness during active prosecution. You compromised a murder case. You handed a defense attorney grounds for mistrial. Gerald Raines is going to walk free because you couldn't keep your dick in your pants. Dashiell flinches. The Illinois Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Commission is opening investigation. Disbarment proceedings will follow. You're finished, Whitmore. 14 years as prosecutor, gone. Your career is over. I made a mistake. A mistake. Ross stands, leans over desk. A mistake is filing the wrong motion. This is deliberate, repeated ethical violations. Every single time you slept with that nurse while she was your witness, you chose your desires over justice. Over Miranda Chun, who's dead and deserves better. Over your oath as prosecutor. Dashiell has nothing to say. It's all true. Clean out your office. Security will escort you. Don't come back. November 14th, 4:17 p.m. While Dashiell is being escorted from the state's attorney's office, box of personal items in his arms, his wife Marissa is at her attorney's office. I want to file today, she tells her lawyer, Patricia Morgan. You're certain? Absolutely. I want adultery cited explicitly. I want Eloan Navarro named in the filing. I want this public. Patricia nods. Begins drafting. Dissolution of marriage petition. Respondent, Dashiell Whitmore. Grounds. Adultery with Eloan Navarro, Filipino nurse, age 32. The filing is brutal, detailed, designed for maximum humiliation. 4:53 p.m. filing submitted to Cook County Circuit Court. Public record within minutes. 5:12 p.m. reporters find it. Headlines update. Cheating prosecutor's wife files for divorce. Names mistrial mistress. Eloan's full name, age, profession, ethnicity, all public. Her life exposed, dissected, judged by millions. November 15th, 8 a.m. Eloan arrives at Lakeside Medical Center for her shift. Hasn't slept. Eyes swollen from crying. Tries to enter through staff entrance. Reporters waiting. Nurse Navarro, did you know you were destroying a murder case? Did the prosecutor promise to leave his wife? How long were you sleeping with him? She pushes through, gets inside. Heads to nursing station. Colleagues stare. Some sympathetic. Most judgmental. Whispers follow her. 8:47 a.m. page to administration office. Director of nursing, Carol Stevens, sits behind desk. Expression neutral, professional. Eloan, sit down. I can explain. There's nothing to explain. Your involvement in this trial, your relationship with the prosecutor while serving as witness, it's all over the news. The hospital's reputation is being questioned. Patient trust is being questioned. My personal life has nothing to do with my nursing. Your personal life just caused a mistrial in a murder case. You're a witness who compromised your credibility through inappropriate relationship. That reflects on your professional judgment. Eloan's hands shake. What are you saying? You're on administrative leave. Effective immediately. Pending review of professional conduct standards. You're suspending me? Pending review. The Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation is opening investigation into your nursing license. Until that's resolved, you cannot work here. Carol, please. I need this job. You should have thought of that before sleeping with the prosecutor. Security will escort you out. Collect your personal items from your locker. Aloan walks through the hospital in a daze. Security guard behind her. Colleagues watching. Humiliation thick as smoke. Gets to locker. Packs photos, spare scrubs, personal items. Hands in ID badge. Outside, reporters still waiting. Cameras in her face. She runs to her car, locks doors, sits there shaking. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers without thinking. Aloan Navarro? Woman's voice. Filipino accent. Yes. This is Rosario Domingo from Filipino American Nurses Association. We've seen the news. Aloan's heart sinks. I can explain. The association is disavowing any connection to you. Your actions have brought shame to Filipino nurses everywhere. Nakakahiya. You understand? You've dishonored us. It wasn't. You slept with married man, destroyed murder trial, let killer go free. Our community does not support this behavior. Do not contact the association again. Click. Line dead. Aloan sits in her car in the hospital parking lot and sobs. Lost her job. Losing her license. Her community turned against her. Family won't speak to her. Everything is gone. Her phone buzzes. Text from her mother in Manila. I raised you better than this. Do not call me. You are disgrace to our family. November 16th through 20th. The destruction accelerates. Illinois ARDC formally charges Dashiell with professional misconduct. Violations. Engaging in relationship creating conflict of interest, compromising case integrity, violating attorney ethics rules. Disbarment hearing scheduled for January. Miranda Chen's family holds press conference. Her mother, Lisa Chen, reads statement through tears. My daughter was murdered. The man who killed her is going free. Because a prosecutor and a nurse cared more about their affair than justice. I hope they never know peace. I hope they live with what they've done every day. Filipino community online forums savage Aloan. She's making all of us look bad. Typical. Sleep your way to attention. Nakakahiya. Shameful. Death threats in her social media messages. You let a killer walk free for dick. Hope you die screaming like Miranda did. Aloan changes her phone number. Deletes social media. Hides in her apartment. November 17th. Gerald Rains is released from Cook County Jail. Mistrial means charges will be refiled, but he's free pending retrial. Bail reduced to time served. He walks out at 2 p.m. Defense attorney Theron Voss beside him. Press conference on courthouse steps. Voss speaks. Mr. Rains is victim of egregious prosecutorial misconduct. His constitutional rights were violated. We expect charges to be dismissed entirely. But if the state proceeds, we will vigorously defend his innocence. Gerald stands there, 34 years old, construction worker build, cold eyes, smiles slightly for cameras. Free man, killer walking free because two people couldn't stay professional. November 20th evening. Aloan alone in her apartment. Hasn't left in 3 days. Groceries delivered. Curtains drawn. Phone off. News vans still parked outside sometimes. Knock at her door. She freezes. Looks through peephole. Dashiell. She opens door. You can't be here. I needed to see you. Make sure you're okay. Okay? I lost my job, Dashiell. My nursing license is under investigation. My family disowned me. Death threats. And you're asking if I'm okay. I'm sorry. God, Aloan. I'm so sorry. Your sorry doesn't fix this. Doesn't give me back my career, my reputation, my life. We can get through this together. We still have each other. Aloan laughs. Bitter, broken sound. Together? There is no together. There never was. You lied to me. I didn't lie. You said you'd leave your wife. You said after the trial we'd be together openly. You strung me along for 11 months. I was going to leave her. When? You never planned to actually be with me. You loved the secret, the affair, the hotel rooms. You never intended to make this real. Dashiell stands there, no defense. And even if you meant it, you should have protected me. The second we got involved, you should have recused yourself from the case. Told your boss. Made sure I wasn't exposed like this. I thought we could keep it private. You thought about yourself. Your career, your case, your reputation. You didn't think about what would happen to me when this came out. That's not fair. Fair. Alohan's voice breaks. You destroyed my life. My nursing career, 8 years gone. My family, they won't speak to me. My community, I'm outcast. And for what? For sneaking around? For being your secret. I loved you. You loved what I represented. Escape from your dead marriage. Someone who made you feel alive. But you never loved me enough to actually choose me openly. Dashiell reaches for her. She steps back. Get out. Alohan, please. Get out. I never want to see you again. This is your fault. All of it. And I hate you for it. He leaves. Alohan locks the door. Slides down to floor. Cries until she can't breathe. Dashiell sits in his car outside her building. Knows she's right. Knows he destroyed her. Knows sorry isn't enough. Drives home to empty house. Marissa moved out. Filed for divorce. Took everything. Sits in darkness. Drinks. Thinks about how one choice, one moment of weakness, destroyed everything. 2 people. 1 affair. Unlimited consequences. And in his apartment across the city, Gerald Rains pours himself whiskey, watches news coverage of the mistrial, and smiles. Free man. Thanks to other people's mistakes. December 2023. 6 weeks after the mistrial. Chicago is frozen. Brutal winter settling in. Alohan Navarro sits in a cramped waiting room on the west side, filling out paperwork. Application for home health aide position. Non-licensed work. Doesn't require RN certification. Pays $15 an hour. She used to make $38 an hour as a trauma nurse. Used to have respect, purpose, a career she'd built over 8 years. Now she's applying to help elderly people bathe and take their medications. The agency manager, tired woman in her 50s, barely glances at Alohan's resume. You're a registered nurse? My license is currently suspended. Pending investigation. The woman's eyes sharpen. Recognition. Wait, you're the nurse from that trial. The prosecutor thing. Alohan's stomach drops. Yes. Long pause. The woman looks at her like she's looking at something contaminated. We'll be in touch. Alohan knows they won't call. She tries 6 more agencies over the next week. Same response. Every time they recognize her name, the interview ends. One manager says it directly. We can't hire you. PR nightmare. Sorry. December 18th. Alohan's savings account, $2,847. Rent is $1,200 monthly. Hospital suspended her in mid-November. Last paycheck covered 2 weeks. It's been 5 weeks since she worked. Money disappearing fast. She tries retail. Submits applications to Target, Walgreens, grocery stores. Anything. Most don't respond. One calls her in for interview. Goes well until background check. Manager calls back. Due to recent legal complications, we're moving forward with other candidates. Legal complications. Like she's a criminal. She documented abuse. Testified to save a murder case. Yes, she had an affair. Stupid, unprofessional, wrong. But she's not a criminal. Didn't break the law. Just broke ethics, broke trust, broke her own life. December 29th. Alohan finally gets hired. Home health aide. Southside agency desperate for workers. They know about the scandal but don't care. Pay is $15 an hour, irregular shifts, no benefits. She takes it. Has no choice. First shift. January 2nd, 2024. She helps an 81-year-old man with Parkinson's bathe, dress, eat breakfast. He's kind, doesn't recognize her. The work is fine. She's a nurse, done this before. But it feels like falling. From trauma nurse saving lives in the ER to helping someone brush their teeth. The fall is dizzying. She works 60 hours a week to make what she used to make in 40. Comes home exhausted to her small apartment. No friends call, they've all distanced themselves. Family silent. Alone. Completely alone. Meanwhile, Dashiell is falling apart in different ways. December. His disbarment hearing. Illinois Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Commission, panel of 3 attorneys, reviews evidence. Relationship with witness during active prosecution. Compromised case integrity. Violated Rule 8.4 of professional conduct. Dashiell's attorney argues, "My client made personal mistake, but his legal work was sound. The relationship didn't affect the case's merits." Panel disagrees. Mr. Whitmore's relationship with Ms. Navarro created appearance of impropriety that undermined public trust in legal system. The mistrial was direct result of his misconduct. This violation is severe and warrants disbarment. December 15th. Decision, disbarment. Effective immediately. Dashiell Whitmore is no longer licensed to practice law in Illinois. 14 years as prosecutor. Gone. Every case he worked, every conviction he secured, tainted by this. Legacy destroyed. His divorce proceeds brutally. Marissa's attorney is merciless. Since there are no minor children, it's about assets. House, savings, retirement accounts. Marissa gets house. Dashiell moved to small apartment in October. Gets majority of savings. Retirement split, but she gets larger share. Dashiell signs everything. Doesn't fight. Knows he deserves it. January 12, 2024. Divorce finalized. Dissolution of marriage granted. Marissa keeps his last name. Been Marissa Whitmore for 16 years, but wants nothing to do with him. She gives one interview to Chicago Tribune. "I thought exposing the affair would hurt his career. I didn't think." She stops. Doesn't finish. Guilt in her eyes. She wanted him punished, not destroyed. Wanted Eloan punished, not ruined. Got both, and it tastes like ash. Dashiell tries to find work. Law firms won't touch him. Disbarred. Scandal tainted. He applies for paralegal work, legal consulting, anything using his legal knowledge. No one responds. His name is poison. He ends up at insurance company claims adjuster entry level. Pays $42,000 a year. He was making $95,000 as prosecutor. He takes it. Sits in cubicle processing auto accident claims. Man who sent murderers to prison now filling out paperwork about fender benders. The fall is complete. January 28, 2024. 9:30 p.m. Dashiell shows up at Eloan's apartment. Drunk. Hasn't showered in days. Lost weight. Eyes hollow. She opens door. Sees him, tries to close it. He puts hand out. "Please, just talk to me. I told you to never come back. I know, but I can't do this alone. We're both destroyed. We need each other." Need each other? "You used me, Dashiell." "That's not true. I loved you. I still love you. You loved the affair, the escape. You never loved me enough to protect me. I made mistakes." "Mistakes?" Eloan's voice cracks. "You said you'd leave your wife. You promised. 11 months of promises. After the trial, I'll file for divorce, we'll be together. I believed you, and you were lying the whole time." "I wasn't lying. I meant it, but the trial kept getting delayed. You could have recused yourself. The second we got involved, you should have told your boss, stepped away from the case, protected me. But you didn't because you cared more about winning than about what would happen to me." Dashiell has no defense. It's true. He knew the risks, chose his case over her safety. "You destroyed me," Eloan says, tears streaming. "I'm working as home health aide, $15 an hour. I was trauma nurse. I saved lives. Had a career, respect, purpose. Now, I'm nothing. My license is suspended. My family disowned me. Filipino community treats me like I'm dead. I get death threats. People spit at me on the street. And it's your fault. It's my fault too. I lost everything too. You chose this. You're the prosecutor. You knew the rules. You knew what would happen. I didn't. I was just witness who fell in love with man who said he loved me back. I did love you. Then why didn't you protect me?" She's screaming now, months of rage pouring out. "Why didn't you put me first? Why didn't you choose me over your case? If you loved me, really loved me, You would have. Dashiell reaches for her. She shoves him back. Get out. I never want to see you again. You destroyed my life and I hate you for it. Get out. He stumbles backward. Broken. Leaves. Elowen slams door. Collapses. Sobs until she vomits. Everything is gone. Career, family, love, hope. Everything. That's the last time they speak. February 2024. The retrial. People vs. Gerald Rains. Second attempt. State's Attorney's Office assigns new prosecutor. Carmen Valdez. Veteran. Careful. Smart. But the case is fatally weakened. Without Elowen's testimony, defense would destroy her credibility, argue she fabricated evidence for her lover. Prosecution relies on circumstantial evidence. Medical examiner testimony, crime scene photos, neighbors who heard fighting. Defense attorney Voss is vicious. First trial was circus of prosecutorial misconduct. Now they're trying again with even less evidence. Reasonable doubt is everywhere. Jury deliberates 4 days. February 22, 2024. Verdict. Not guilty. Gerald Rains walks free. Permanently. Double jeopardy prevents retrial. He can never be tried for Miranda Chen's murder again. He walks out of Sterling County Courthouse at 3:47 p.m. free man. Smiling. Miranda Chen's family is destroyed. Her mother, Lisa, collapses in courtroom. Has to be carried out by her son. Outside, facing reporters, she can barely speak. My daughter is dead. He killed her. Everyone knows he killed her. But he's free. Because prosecutor and nurse cared more about their affair than justice for Miranda. I hope they never know peace. The media coverage is brutal. Split between blaming the justice system and blaming Dashiell and Elowen. Comment sections fill with vitriol. Nurse ruined the case. Prosecutor thinking with his dick cost a woman justice. They should both be charged. Miranda deserves better. Elowen sees the coverage. Reads comments. Each one a knife. People blame her for Gerald walking free. And they're right. If she'd stayed professional, kept boundaries, refused Dashiell's advances or ended it immediately, maybe Miranda would have justice. Guilt drowns her. February 18, 2024. For days before the verdict. 7:43 p.m. Elowen finishing her shift. Helping elderly woman with dinner. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She usually doesn't answer unknown numbers anymore. Too many death threats, but she's tired. Not thinking clearly. Hello? Elowen Navarro? Male voice. Unfamiliar. Who is this? You cost me 2 years of my life. Jail time. Waiting for trial. Because of your lies. Her blood turns to ice. She knows that voice from the trial. From watching him on the stand. Gerald Rains. You said I beat Miranda. Tried to kill her. Sat on that stand and lied. Made me look like monster. I documented what I saw. Jury said I'm innocent. Twice. So you lied. And you fucked the prosecutor to make your lies more believable. Coached your testimony in bed. That's not. I know where you work. What neighborhoods you're in. Where you live now, different address than before, but not hard to find. What you did to me. 2 years of my life? I don't forget. The threat is clear even though he hasn't made specific threat. Gerald, click. Line dead. Elowen stands there. Phone in shaking hand. Terror. He found her. Knows where she works. Knows she moved. He's watching. She calls police immediately. Files report. Detective listens, takes notes. Did he make specific threat? He said he knows where I work and live. Said he doesn't forget what I did to him. But no specific threat of violence? Isn't that implied? Unfortunately, implications aren't enough. We need specific, credible threat to arrest him. We'll document this, increase patrols in your area, but without direct threat, we can't do more. He's going to hurt me. Do you have somewhere else you can stay? Friends? Family? Family won't speak to her. Friends abandoned her. But there's Sarah, former coworker from Lakeside Medical. Only one who stayed in contact. Elowen calls her. Can I stay with you for a few days? Gerald Rains called me. Threatening. Sarah hesitates. Doesn't want the drama, but hears fear in Alohan's voice. Yeah, come over. Alohan packs bag. Clothes, toiletries, essentials. Leaves her apartment in Pilsen. Takes Red Line to Sarah's place. Meridian Apartments, South Side. Different neighborhood. Hiding. Calls Dashiell from the train. First contact since she threw him out. He answers on first ring. Alohan? Gerald Rains called me. He's threatening me. Said he knows where I work and live. Did you call police? Yes. They can't do anything. He didn't make specific threat. Dashiell, this is your fault. If you hadn't, don't put this on me. You're the one who. She hangs up. Can't do this. Can't fight with him. Just needs to hide. Stay safe. Wait for this nightmare to end. But nightmares don't end just because you want them to. February 23rd through 27th. Alohan stays at Sarah's apartment. Works her shifts, comes back. Hides. Doesn't go to her own apartment. Changes route to work every day. Looks over her shoulder constantly. Gerald Rains is watching. Learning her patterns. Waiting. February 27th. Night shift. Alohan finishes at 11:58 p.m. exhausted. Takes Red Line home, to Sarah's home, not her own. Train is nearly empty. She sits, eyes closed, just wanting this day to end. 12:31 a.m. She gets off at her stop. 3 blocks to Meridian Apartments. Empty streets. Cold February night. Wind cutting through her coat. She walks quickly, shoulders hunched, watching shadows. Doesn't notice the car following slowly. Headlights off. Doesn't notice Gerald Rains exiting vehicle 1 block behind. Doesn't notice until it's too late. 12:34 a.m. February 28, 2024. Alohan cuts through the alley between 2 buildings. Shortcut. She's done it 3 times this week. Dark, narrow passage, dumpsters on both sides, security light burned out 2 weeks ago. But it saves 90 seconds of walking. 90 seconds matters when you're exhausted, when every step feels like dragging weights, when all you want is to collapse into bed and stop thinking about how your life became this. She's halfway through when she hears footsteps behind her. Fast. Closing distance. She turns. Sees him. Gerald Rains. 34 years old. Construction worker build. Wearing dark jacket, hands in pockets. Face illuminated by distant streetlight. Cold eyes. Slight smile. Alohan. Terror hits her like ice water. She runs. Stupid to run into the alley instead of back toward the street. But panic doesn't think strategically. She sprints deeper into darkness. Toward the other end. Toward Meridian Apartments. Toward safety that's 40 feet away but might as well be miles. He's faster. Stronger. Catches her 15 feet from the alley exit. Grabs her shoulder, spins her around, slams her against brick wall. Air punches out of her lungs. Please, she gasps. You ruined my life, Gerald says. Voice calm, conversational, like they're discussing weather. 2 years, jail, waiting for trial. Lost my job, my apartment, my reputation. Everyone thought I was murderer. Because of you. Gerald, I just documented. You lied. His hand goes to his pocket. Pulls out knife. Hunting knife. 8-inch blade. Reflects what little light penetrates the alley. You sat on that stand and lied. Said I beat Miranda. Tried to kill her. Made me look like monster. Alohan's eyes lock on the knife. Can't breathe. Can't think. Paralyzed. I didn't lie. I documented her injuries. That's all. I didn't. You documented what your boyfriend told you to document. Coached you while you fucked him. Made up evidence together. No, that's not. Jury said I was innocent. Twice. First time, mistrial because of your affair. Second time, not guilty. So your testimony? Lies. All lies. The injuries were real. Maybe she fell. Maybe she walked into a door. But you made it sound like I did it. You and that prosecutor, you framed me. Alohan tries to move. He presses her harder against wall. Knife comes closer. Tip touching her chest. just below her sternum. Through her coat, through her scrub top. She feels the pressure. Sharp point. One push and it goes in. Gerald, please don't do this. Please. I'm sorry if I... Sorry? He laughs. Bitter sound. Sorry doesn't give me back 2 years. Doesn't give me back my life. I know. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She's babbling now, words tumbling out. Please. I made mistakes. The affair was wrong. I shouldn't have. You shouldn't have lied about me. I didn't lie. I swear. The documentation was accurate. Miranda had those injuries. I just reported. You reported what would help your lover win his case. His voice rises, anger breaking through the calm. You slept with him and let him tell you what to say, and you destroyed me. No. The affair started later, after I'd already documented. I don't believe you. The knife presses harder. Eloan feels it pierce fabric. Feels the point against her skin now. 1 more inch and she's bleeding. Please, Gerald. Please. I have family. In the Philippines. My mother, my sisters. Please don't. Miranda had family too. Mother. Brother. They lost her. And because of you and that prosecutor I got blamed. 2 years of my life gone. I'm sorry. Not sorry enough. He stabs. Fast. Precise. The blade goes in below her ribs, angled up, between bones into her chest cavity. 8 inches of steel disappearing into her body. She feels it. Blinding pain. Shock. Her mouth opens but no sound comes. He pulls the knife out. Blood follows. Dark. Spreading across her scrub top. Eloan stumbles. Legs give out. She falls. Concrete cold against her knees. Then her side. Gasping. Can't breathe right. Wet sound in her chest. Punctured lung. She knows the injury. She's seen it dozens of times in the ER. Knows what it means. Gerald stands over her. Looks down. No emotion on his face. Jury said I was innocent. So this isn't murder. This is justice. For what you did to me. He wipes the blade on his jacket. Slides it back into sheath. Walks away. Calm. Unhurried. Exits the alley onto the street. Turns right. Disappears. Eloan lies in the alley. Bleeding. Cold. Pain everywhere. She tries to call for help but her voice is gone. Tries to reach for her phone in her pocket, but her arm won't cooperate. Blood pooling beneath her. Warm at first, then cold. Everything getting cold. She thinks about her mother in Manila. Hasn't spoken to her in 3 months. Last conversation was her mother screaming at her. Calling her disgrace. Hanging up. Never got to say sorry. Never got to hear forgiveness. Dies knowing her mother thinks she's shameful. She thinks about Dashiell. How she loved him. How he promised to leave his wife, to be with her, to make everything okay. How it was all lies. How his selfishness led to this moment. Bleeding in an alley. She thinks about Miranda Chin. The woman whose injuries she documented. The woman whose murder case she helped build. The woman whose killer just put a knife in her chest. Sorry, Miranda. I tried. I tried to get you justice. I failed. Failed you. Failed myself. Failed everything. Her vision blurs. Edges going dark. She's drowning. Blood in her lungs. Can't breathe. Can't think. Fading. 12:47 a.m. Robert Martinez, 55, resident of Meridian Apartments, takes trash to dumpster. Hears sound. Gasping. Wet. Struggling breathing. Walks toward it. Sees her. Woman lying in alley. Blood. So much blood. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. He pulls out phone. Dials 911. There's a woman stabbed. Meridian Apartments. Alley behind Building C. She's bleeding bad. I think she's dying. Dispatch. Sir. Stay on the line. Ambulance is on the way. Is she conscious? Robert kneels beside her. Ma'am? Can you hear me? Eloan's eyes are half open. Staring. Unfocused. I don't know. She's not responding. There's so much blood. Is she breathing? Barely. It sounds wrong. Like bubbling. EMS is 2 minutes out. Stay with her. Robert takes off his jacket, presses it against her chest wound. Blood soaks through immediately. Come on. Stay with me. Help is coming. Just hold on. Eloan doesn't respond. Can't respond. Fading. The world is sounds without meaning. Pressure on her chest. Voice saying words she can't process. Cold. So cold. 12:52 a.m. Ambulance arrives. Paramedics rush into Alley. 2 EMTs, Jennifer Hayes and Marcus Cole. They see Eloan, see the blood, move fast. Jennifer, female, early 30s, single stab wound to chest. Breathing shallow, rapid. Weak pulse. She cuts away Eloan's coat and scrub top. Blood everywhere. Entry wound below sternum. Angled up. Textbook tension pneumothorax. Collapsed lung. We need to move now. Marcus. Get the gurney. They work efficiently. For line. Oxygen mask. Pressure bandage. Load her onto gurney. Rush to ambulance. Marcus drives. Jennifer works in back. Eloan's vitals crashing. Blood pressure dropping. Pulse thready. Stay with me, Jennifer says. Checking the wound. Checking vitals. Radioing ahead to hospital. Lakeside Medical, incoming trauma. Female, approximately 32, single stab wound to chest, likely punctured lung, BP 80 over 40 and dropping, pulse 130. ETA 4 minutes. Lakeside Medical, where Eloan used to work, where her former colleagues will try to save her. 12:56 a.m. Ambulance screams through empty streets. Lights, sirens, Chicago at night blurring past. 1:02 a.m. They arrive at Lakeside Medical Emergency Entrance. Trauma team waiting. Dr. Marcus Chun leads. He worked with Eloan for 6 years. Recognizes her the second they wheel her in. Oh God, that's Eloan. His voice cracks. Then training takes over. Trauma Bay 2. Move. They transfer her to Trauma Bay. Team swarms. Cutting away remaining clothes. Assessment. Massive internal bleeding. Collapsed right lung. Hemothorax, blood-filling chest cavity. Eloan. Dr. Chun leans over her. Eloan, can you hear me? Stay with me. Her eyes flutter. Barely conscious. Drowning in her own blood. Chest tube now. Nurse Sarah Pack, Eloan's friend, the one she'd been staying with, prepares the tray. Hands shaking. Tears streaming. But she does it. Professional. Dr. Chun makes incision between ribs. Inserts tube. Blood gushes out. Dark. Too much. Pint. 2 pints. Chest cavity full of it. Transfusion. Typo negative. Give me 4 units. They work desperately. Transfusions. Medications. Chest compressions when her heart starts failing. Defibrillator when she flatlines. Clear. Shock. Nothing. Again. Shock. Nothing. Dr. Chun does compressions. Come on, Eloan. Come on. Don't do this. Sarah Pack crying openly now while hanging blood bags. Other nurses silent. Grim. They all know her. Worked with her. Some judged her for the scandal. Some defended her. Doesn't matter now. She's dying in front of them. 1:23 a.m. Third flatline. Dr. Chun shocks her again. Nothing. Compressions. 2 minutes. Nothing. He looks at the team. Sees it in their faces. She's gone. Too much blood loss. Too much damage. 1:26 a.m. Dr. Marcus Chun stops compressions. Steps back. Time of death. 1:26 a.m. Silence. Heavy. Terrible. Sarah Pack covers her face. Sobbing. She didn't deserve this. She made mistakes, but she didn't deserve this. Dr. Chun pulls off his gloves. Looks at Eloan's body on the table. Remembers her laughing in the break room. Remembers her meticulous documentation. Remembers the scandal, the judgment. Remembers she was human. Flawed. Human. No, he says quietly. She didn't. They clean her up. Cover her with sheet. Procedure. Protocol. But everyone in that trauma bay is crying. 1:45 a.m. Police arrive. Detectives Raymond Torres and Lisa Vaughn. Homicide Division. They interview Robert Martinez first. He tells them everything. Woman in alley, stabbed, bleeding, he called 911. Did you see anyone else? No. Just her. They checked the alley. Blood pool where she fell. Drag marks where Robert knelt beside her. No weapon. No witnesses. But there are cameras on surrounding buildings. 2:30 a.m. Detective Torres pulls surveillance footage. Building across from alley has camera facing street. Rewinds to 12:30 a.m. watches. 12:31 a.m. on footage. Woman walking down street. Small dark hair wearing winter coat. Turns into alley. 12:32 a.m. Man walking same direction. Taller, heavier build. Dark jacket. Follows her into alley. 12:38 a.m. Same man exits alley. Alone. Calm. Walks to car parked on street. Gets in. Drives away. Torres pauses. Zooms. Gets license plate. Runs it. Registered owner. Gerald Rains. 34. Address in Rogers Park. Torres looks at Vaughn. It's the guy from the mistrial. The domestic violence case. They pull Gerald's file. Acquitted 2 weeks ago for Miranda Chen's murder. Trial collapsed because prosecutor had affair with witness. The witness, Eloan Navarro. Trauma nurse. He killed the witness, Vaughn says. He killed the witness, Torres confirms. 3 a.m. They obtain warrant. Armed entry team. Gerald's apartment in Rogers Park. They surround building. SWAT team breaches door at 3:47 a.m. Gerald is in bed. Asleep. Peaceful. Police. Get on the ground. He complies. Calm. Like he expected this. They cuff him, search apartment. In his car trunk. Hunting knife. Blood on the blade. Field test, human blood. In his bedroom. Clothes from tonight. Dark jacket. Spatter on sleeve. Blood. They arrest him. Read Miranda rights. Gerald Rains, you're under arrest for the murder of Eloan Navarro. He smiles. Actually smiles. Self-defense. She stalked me. Threatened me. I defended myself. Save it for your lawyer. They take him to Cook County Jail. Book him. Murder 1. Premeditated. No bail. 6:14 a.m. Detectives notify next of kin. Eloan has no family in Chicago. Her emergency contact. Sarah Pack. They tell her officially, though she already knows. They try to contact family in Philippines. Eloan's mother, Rosa Navarro. International call. Woman answers. Hello, Mrs. Navarro? Rosa Navarro. Yes. This is Detective Lisa Vaughn, Chicago Police Department. I'm calling about your daughter, Eloan. Long pause. I don't have daughter. Not anymore. Ma'am, I need to inform you that Eloan was murdered last night. She was stabbed. I'm very sorry for your loss. Sound on the other end. Gasp. Crying. No. No. This isn't, no. I'm very sorry, ma'am. I stopped talking to her. After the scandal. I was ashamed. I told her she was disgrace. And now she's... The woman breaks down completely. Wailing. Grief and guilt and horror. Detective Vaughn waits. Gives her time. Then, we'll need someone to identify the body. Are you able to travel to Chicago? I can't afford. We can make arrangements. I'm very sorry for your loss. 6:47 a.m. Detective Torres calls Assistant State's Attorney Office. Asks for contact information for Dashiell Whitmore. Gets his number. Calls. Dashiell answers on fifth ring. Groggy. Hungover. Hello, Mr. Whitmore? This is Detective Raymond Torres, Chicago PD. I need to inform you that Eloan Navarro was murdered early this morning. Silence. Long silence. Mr. Whitmore? What? Voice cracking. What did you say? Eloan Navarro was killed around 12:35 a.m. stabbed. We've arrested Gerald Rains. Sound on the other end. Crash. Phone dropping. Then sobbing. Broken, agonized sobbing. Torres waits. Dashiell picks up phone. This is my fault. Oh God, this is my fault. Sir, I killed her. I didn't stab her, but I killed her. The affair. The mistrial. It's because of me. Gerald walked free because of me. And now she's... He can't finish. Just cries. Torres. Sir, are you in danger of harming yourself? I don't know. I can't. Mr. Whitmore, I need you to stay on the line. I'm sending officers to your location for a wellness check. Torres signals to Vaughn. She radios for patrol units. But Dashiell hangs up. Phone dead. 7 a.m. officers arrive at Dashiell's apartment. Knock. No answer. Knock harder. Manager opens door. Dashiell is on couch. Bottle of whiskey. Sobbing. But alive. For now. Sir, we need you to come with us. Make sure you're safe. He doesn't resist. Goes with them. Psychiatric evaluation. They hold him 24 hours. Then release. He's not actively suicidal. Just destroyed. February 28th through March. News coverage explodes. Again. Nurse from mistrial scandal murdered by acquitted defendant. Gerald Raines kills witness who testified against him. Affair that caused mistrial ends in murder. The story is national again. Everyone who judged Aloan for the affair now has to face that she's dead. Murdered by man who should have been in prison but wasn't because the affair destroyed the case. Public opinion fractures. Some blame her. Should have stayed professional. Others. She didn't deserve to die. Miranda Chen's family. Now 2 women are dead because of him. And he walked free once. Our justice system failed twice. March 15th. Aloan's body is flown to Manila. Her mother, Rosa, arranges funeral. Small. Private. Family only. Rosa weeps through entire service. I didn't speak to her for 3 months, she tells her sister. She called me. Texted. I ignored her. I was ashamed. And now she's gone. Never told her I forgave her. Never told her I still loved her. She died thinking I hated her. The guilt will destroy Rosa slowly over the next years. Depression. Isolation. Wondering if her daughter's last thoughts included her mother's rejection. Aloan is buried in Manila Cemetery. Small headstone. Aloan Navarro. RN beloved daughter 1992 to 2024. Her truth cost her everything. April 2024. People vs. Gerald Raines. 3rd time in 2 years he's on trial for murder. 1st time for Miranda Chen. Mistrial due to affair. 2nd time for Miranda Chen. Acquitted. Now murder of Aloan Navarro. This time the evidence is overwhelming. Surveillance footage showing Gerald following Aloan into alley. Footage showing him leaving alone. Calm. 6 minutes later. His car on camera. License plate clear. Hunting knife found in his trunk. Blood on blade. DNA match to Aloan. Blood spatter on his jacket. DNA match. Security guard testimony placing Gerald near Meridian Apartments at time of murder. Robert Martinez testimony finding Aloan bleeding. Medical examiner testimony on cause of death. Single stab wound. 8-inch blade. Between ribs. Into chest cavity. Punctured right lung. Massive internal bleeding. Gerald's defense attorney, still Theron Voss, argues self-defense. My client was victim of false accusations. Aloan Navarro falsely testified against him. Cost him 2 years of his life. When he encountered her that night, she threatened him. He defended himself. Prosecution, led by Senior State's Attorney Carmen Valdez, destroys this. Surveillance shows Gerald following Ms. Navarro, pursuing her. She was walking home from work. He stalked her, cornered her in alley, stabbed her, then left her to bleed to death. This wasn't self-defense. This was premeditated murder. Trial lasts 3 weeks. Media circus. Every detail dissected. The affair resurfaces. Dashiell's name dragged through news again. Aloan's mistakes replayed. But this time she's the victim. Can't defend herself. Dead. April 18th. Gerald testifies. Takes the stand in his own defense. Big mistake. Voss questions him gently. Mr. Raines, what happened the night of February 28th? Gerald sits straight. Confident. I was driving home. Saw Aloan Navarro walking. I recognized her from the trial. From the lies she told. I wanted to talk to her. Ask her why she did it. What happened when you approached her? She ran. I followed because I wanted answers. Caught up to her in the alley. Asked her why she lied about me. She got aggressive. Started screaming. Threatened me. Said she'd finish what she started. Get me locked up for good. What did you do? I had knife for protection. Construction sites, dangerous neighborhoods, I carry it. She came at me. I defended myself. I didn't mean to kill her. Just stop her. Carmen Valdez cross-examines. Destroys him. Mr. Rains, you said you wanted to talk to her. But you followed her into dark alley at 12:30 in the morning. Correct. I wanted answers. You called her 4 days earlier. February 18th. Unknown number. Told her you knew where she worked and lived. Correct. Gerald hesitates. I might have. You might have? Detective Torres testified he pulled your phone records. Burner phone, purchased February 10th. Called Ms. Navarro February 18th. You told her, quote, I know where you work. What you did to me, I don't forget. Did you say that? She destroyed my life. Answer the question. Did you say that? Yes. So you threatened her. Then 10 days later you followed her. Stalked her. Cornered her in alley. And stabbed her. She came at me. Where was her weapon? What? If she attacked you, where was her weapon? Did she have knife? Gun? Any weapon at all? She didn't need. Mr. Rains. She was 5'3", 110 pounds. You're 6 feet, 210 pounds. You're claiming this small woman, unarmed, attacked you, and you needed to stab her in self-defense. She was threatening. With what? Words. Carmen steps closer. You murdered Miranda Chen. Got away with it because of prosecutorial misconduct. Then you murdered the witness who testified against you. That's what happened. Isn't it? No. I was acquitted for Miranda. Jury said. Jury couldn't convict because the trial was tainted. But you did kill her, didn't you? Just like you killed Eloan. Objection. Voss jumps up. She's testifying. Withdrawn. No further questions. Gerald sits there. Face red. Exposed. May 2nd, 2024. Closing arguments. Defense. Gerald Rains has been through hell. False accusations. 2 trials. 2 years of his life lost. When he encountered woman who lied about him, who destroyed his life with her affair and false testimony, emotions ran high. Tragic accident. Not murder. Prosecution. This was cold-blooded murder. Gerald Rains killed Miranda Chen. Trial ended in mistrial. He killed Eloan Navarro because she testified against him. He stalked her, threatened her, hunted her, stabbed her, left her bleeding in alley. This is premeditated murder. Hold him accountable. Jury deliberates 8 hours. May 3rd, 2024. For 15 p.m. verdict. 4-person stands. In the case of People versus Gerald Rains, count 1, murder in the first degree, how do you find? We find the defendant guilty. Gerald's face goes white. Reality hitting. He's convicted. Life in prison. Count 2, armed violence. How do you find? Guilty. Judge Martinez. Mr. Rains, you're remanded to custody pending sentencing. Sentencing hearing scheduled June 1st. Gerald is led away in handcuffs. This time, no walking out free. This time, prison. June 1st, 2024. Sentencing. Victim impact statements first. Sarah Pack, Eloan's friend, speaks. Eloan was kind, dedicated nurse. She made mistakes. The affair was wrong, but she didn't deserve to die for it. Gerald Rains murdered her because she told the truth about Miranda Chen. He took her life, destroyed her family. She died thinking her mother hated her. Died alone in alley, bleeding, scared. She deserves justice. Miranda Chen's mother, Lisa, speaks. Gerald killed my daughter, then killed the woman who tried to get justice for her. 2 women dead. Because of him. Because of his violence. Because our system failed. I hope he never sees freedom again. Rosa Navarro, Eloan's mother, speaks via video from Manila. My daughter called me after scandal. I didn't answer. I was ashamed. Told her she disgraced family. Last thing I said to her was she's not my daughter. She died believing I hated her. I didn't hate her. I loved her. I was angry, but I loved her. And I never got to tell her. Gerald Rains took that from me. Took my daughter. Took any chance at reconciliation. I will never forgive him. Judge Martinez addresses Gerald. Mr. Rains, you were acquitted of murdering Miranda Chun due to prosecutorial misconduct. But evidence suggested you killed her. Then you murdered Eloan Navarro. Stalked her. Hunted her. Stabbed her. You claim self-defense. Jury rejected that. You're convicted of first-degree murder with aggravating factors. I'm sentencing you to life in prison without possibility of parole. Gerald shows no emotion. Blank stare. Guards take him away. Stateville Correctional Center. Maximum security. Life. No parole. He'll die in prison. But Gerald doesn't care. In prison, he becomes something else. Tells his version. Inmate audiences. I was innocent. Framed by prosecutor and his whore. She lied. I defended myself. Got convicted anyway. Some inmates believe him. Make him symbol. Wrongly accused man who fought back. He thrives. Respected. Protected. Life sentence but comfortable. While Eloan is dead. Dashiell is destroyed. And Gerald tells his lies. May 14, 2024. 10 days after Gerald's conviction. 1 month before his sentencing. Dashiell Whitmore, 43 years old. Former prosecutor. Disbarred. Divorced. Lives in small apartment in Bridgeport. Works as insurance claims adjuster. Drinks every night. Hasn't spoken to anyone in weeks. He thinks about Eloan constantly. Her smile. Her laugh. The way she listened. The affair. The lies he told. Promises he broke. The mistrial. Gerald walking free. Eloan's murder. Chain of causation. All leading back to him. May 14th, 7 p.m. Dashiell sits in his car in apartment building parking garage. Engine running. Garage door closed. Windows rolled up. He wrote a note. Left it on passenger seat. Envelope addressed to no one. Just words on paper. I killed her. Not with knife. But with my selfishness. My weakness. I promised to leave my wife. Promised we'd be together. Lied. Strung her along 11 months. When we were exposed, I didn't protect her. Should have recused myself when we got involved. Should have told my boss. Should have put her safety first. Didn't. Chose my case over her. Chose my career over her. Caused mistrial. Gerald walked free. Gerald killed her. Chain starts with me. I destroyed everything she worked for. Everything she was. Her career. Her family. Her life. I'm sorry. I love you, Eloan. I'm so sorry. D. Carbon monoxide fills the small space. Colorless. Odorless. Deadly. Dashiell closes his eyes. Thinks about Eloan. Apologizes silently. Over and over. Sorry. 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 He loses consciousness at 7:34 p.m. Heart stops at 7:51 p.m. Neighbor finds him next morning. Sees car running in closed garage. Calls police. They find his body slumped in driver's seat. Note on passenger seat. Medical examiner rules it suicide. Carbon monoxide poisoning. News reports. Disbarred prosecutor in mistrial scandal dies by suicide. Small article. Page 6. Most people don't care. He destroyed a murder case. Got himself disbarred. Got a woman killed. Some comments say he deserved it. Others, at least he felt remorse. His ex-wife Marissa responds to reporters. I wanted him to lose his career. Not his life. Not hers. I gave that defense attorney the evidence to hurt Dashiell. I didn't imagine it would lead to this. 2 people dead. I live with that. Dashiell is buried at small cemetery outside Chicago. Cook County Memorial Gardens. Minimal funeral. 7 people attend. Former colleagues. Not Marissa. Not his family. Just people who felt obligated. No headstone. Family couldn't afford one. Didn't care enough to pay. Just small ground marker. Flat. Simple. Dashiell Whitmore 1981 to 2024. That's all. No beloved anything. No epitaph. Just name and dates. 3 people dead now. Miranda Chin. Eloan Navarro. Dashiell Whitmore. Gerald Rains caused 2 directly, 1 indirectly. And he's alive. In prison, comfortable, telling his version. June 2024. State's Attorney's Office implements new policies. Named after the victims. Whitmore Navarro Protocols. Required immediate recusal for any personal relationship with witnesses, victims, or defendants. Anonymous ethics reporting system. Stricter oversight. Mandatory training on boundaries and professional conduct. Too late for Eloan. Too late for Dashiell. But maybe prevents future tragedies. December 2024. True crime podcast Chicago Justice Undone covers the case. Episode title: The Affair That Killed 3. Interviews throughout. Marissa Whitmore. I was angry, humiliated. I wanted revenge. Gave defense attorney evidence of the affair. Thought Dashiell would lose his career, his reputation. Thought the mistress would lose hers too. Didn't think about murder trial collapsing. Didn't think about Gerald walking free. Didn't think he'd kill her. Didn't think Dashiell would kill himself. I wanted them hurt. Got them killed. I live with that every single day. Detective Raymond Torres. Gerald Rains killed Miranda Chun. We all know it. But mistrial freed him. He had opportunity to kill again. Took it. Murdered Eloan Navarro. If original trial had proceeded without misconduct, he'd be in prison for Miranda. Eloan would be alive. Dashiell would be alive. Affair destroyed everything. Dr. Marcus Chun, Lakeside Medical. Eloan was excellent nurse. Dedicated. Compassionate. Made terrible mistake with the affair. But didn't deserve death. Worked on her in ER. Couldn't save her. Still haunts me. Lisa Chun, Miranda's mother. 2 women dead. My daughter. The nurse who tried to help her. 1 man's violence. 1 affair's consequences. Justice failed twice. First when mistrial freed killer. Second when that killer struck again. Gerald Rains should have been in prison. My daughter would still be dead. But Eloan would be alive. Dashiell would be alive. Instead, they're all gone. And Gerald sits in prison telling his lies. The podcast concludes. 3 lives ended. 1 affair. 1 domestic violence case. 1 violent man given second chance through misconduct. He used it to kill again. The moral isn't clean. Justice failed. Love failed. Everything failed. And only the guilty survived. February 2025. 1 year after Eloan's murder. Rosa Navarro visits her daughter's grave in Manila. Brings flowers. Sits beside headstone. Speaks to stone. I'm sorry, Anik. I stopped talking to you. Said terrible things. You died thinking I hated you. I didn't. I was angry. Ashamed. But I loved you. Always loved you. And I never got to say it. Never got to forgive you. Never got to tell you it was okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She weeps. Guilt and grief and loss. Eloan is silent. Forever. Stateville Correctional Center. Gerald Rains, 35. Serves life without parole. Comfortable. Respected by some inmates. Tells his story repeatedly. Nurse lied. Prosecutor helped her. I fought back. System failed me. Some believe him. Make him example. Wrongly accused man. He'll die in prison eventually. Old age, disease, violence. But he doesn't care. He survived. Others didn't. That's enough for him. 3 graves. 3 lives destroyed. Miranda Chun. Murdered by boyfriend. Justice delayed. Denied. Then delivered too late. Eloan Navarro. Murdered by acquitted killer. Paid for affair with her life. Dashiell Whitmore. Suicide from guilt. Paid for affair with his life. And the lesson? There isn't one simple lesson. This isn't morality tale with clean conclusion. This is tragedy. Messy, complicated, human tragedy. Eloan made mistakes. Fair was wrong. Unprofessional. Unethical. But she didn't deserve death. Dashiell made mistakes. Lied. Manipulated. chose his career over protecting her. But he didn't deserve death either. Gerald was violent. Killer. Murdered 2 women. He deserves life in prison. But he's the only one still alive. Justice failed. Love failed. Ethics failed. Everything failed. And 3 people are dead. The affair didn't kill them directly, but it started chain of events. Mistrial. Acquittal. Freedom. Murder. Guilt. Suicide. All connected. All traceable back to 8 seconds in courthouse hallway. Security camera footage. 2 people kissing. Thinking they were alone. Thinking they were safe. They weren't. And now they're gone. Forever.